Hello everyone, Besmir here, and in this video I'm going to cover a very common use case that happens all the time to people that are running paid ads. Let's take this scenario. You're running a campaign with landing pages for quite some time and it's performing very well. But one day you get an email or a message from the advertiser saying that you need to make some compliance changes, otherwise you will not be allowed to run this campaign anymore. As you know, this happens all the time, and when you get such email, you need to stop the campaign, you need to make all the changes manually, double check your work, and then relaunch. This is the case when you have a single landing page. Now imagine having this campaign running in 2, 3, 5, or 20 geos at the same time. Having to make all these changes at the same time across all these landing pages is very time-consuming and error-prone. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you're going to do this whole process leveraging AI, automation, and MCPs, so it is doable in 1/10 of the time, and you can avoid all the errors that would come from manual work. With that said, let's go and see exactly what we're going to cover in this video. To recap, we have 4 live landing pages in 4 different languages and 4 campaigns live on ClickFlare that are running on Meta. We got an advertiser request that we need to make compliance changes across all these pages, and we need to move to a new domain since the previous one was blacklisted. We need to audit the live pages against the guidelines using the LanderLab MCP, and when needed, we need to make the changes and apply the fixes. Also, we need to make sure we make a backup first in case something goes wrong, since everything that we are doing now will be done via an MCP. It is automated, so it's always best having a backup. Finally, when we've made the compliance changes, we need to publish to a new domain, since the old one was blacklisted. And finally, these new landing pages under the new domain, they need to be replaced in the running ClickFlare campaigns. So the old pages will be removed from the campaigns, the new ones will be added. This means that the campaign links in ClickFlare won't change, so the live campaigns on Meta, they'll keep running with the same link, but the traffic will go to the new landing pages with the new domain. Now let's see in practice what we have, how are we going to change it, and the final result. So first, let's see a list of the changes requested by the advertiser. So here we have a list with 5 points that says the advertisement should be above the fold, there should be a government non-affiliation line, a compensation disclosure in the footer, the TCPA consent next to a lead form, and the results not typical in the testimonials. So let's go and open the landing pages just so we get an idea what we're talking about. Let's open the English landing page, the original one, and let's see what we have here. So if you compare this page with the changes requested from the advertiser, you will see quite a few things. You see the word advertorial here instead of advertisement, which needs to be changed. You need a disclaimer on the header. You need a disclaimer on the testimonials, and you needed also something in the footer, some regulatory guidelines that needed to be shown. Also, there was a requirement about a TCPA lead form, but in this case, we don't have any lead forms. So, with that said, let's now go to Claude and let's give the first prompt. What the prompt says: only, and this is very important, the lenders inside the MCP folder on LanderLab, which is the folder here where we have these 4 lenders. It should be 4 of them. List every lender, then load the master variant of each and audit it against the disclosure checklist. So basically these are the requirements from the advertiser, which were the 4 points mentioned above. Don't change anything yet. Give me a table, lender name, which of the 5 it already has, which it's missing, and whether it actually has a form or testimonial, so we don't add irrelevant blocks. Flag anything that quotes a government agent directly. I want this listed separately. So the goal of this is basically to first audit the pages without doing any changes. So let's go ahead and run it. It took a few minutes to run the query, and now we have the result. So let's have a look at it. As you can see here, Claude generated a table with the audit for these 4 lenders. And as we can see, all of them, they are missing 4 out of the 5 requirements requested by the advertiser. So the advertisement above the fold is missing on all, the government non-affiliation is missing on all, the compensation disclosure is missing on all, the TCPA consent by form, it's not missing because we don't have a lead collection form on these pages. The results not typical in the testimonials is also missing. And all the pages have testimonials. So we need to implement all these changes. So I went ahead and told Claude to make all the necessary fixes. It went ahead, it came up with a plan and with the exact HTML code to be added, which I analyzed and I approved it, but I gave this specific prompt, which says, fix them, but conditionally, with 2 conditions. Clone each lender you're about to edit as a backup suffix pre-disclosure, which means even if the AI does some errors, at least we have a backup copy we can revert back to. Second, I asked it to do the English version first, so I can check the results, and if I like it, I will give it the green light to do the rest. So first, let's see what happened with the English version. Let's go to LanderLab under the new folder and let's see the English version. As you can see here, compared to the original one, there are quite a few changes. So this is the original one. You can see here the advertorial word here, and on the other one you see advertisement, which is one of the requests required by the advertiser. Also here you have this huge disclaimer here, which is not available in the original one. You can see here under the testimonials this line here that says they reflect individual experiences. That is not available here. And finally, you will see this disclaimer also at the bottom, which it is not visible on the original page. With that said, I checked the changes. They are good to go. So now I told Claude to go and make the changes for all the lenders, not just for the English one. And as you can see, it went ahead. It made all these changes, and now we have a new updated form where it analyzed and audited the new lenders. Basically, you can see now that we can see only green check marks, which means that each of the requirements by the advertiser have been implemented. Now I went ahead and gave it another prompt, which is now these 4 lenders that we modified and we fixed with the requirements, I want them published to a new domain because the old one was blacklisted by the advertiser, and I gave it this prompt. Now publish the 4 lenders you renamed right under the MCP folder in the lps.vipimg.com domain. Give me the final links. So it went ahead and it gave me the 4 links under the new domain. And let's try to open like the Italian one, for example. You see the domain here, lps.vipimg, and you see that it has applied all the changes that were applied in the English version. The last step now is to push these new landing pages to the live ClickFlare campaigns and replace the old landing pages. So first, let's go to ClickFlare and see the existing campaigns. We have 4 campaigns for the 4 languages. Let's try to copy the campaign link of the English page. Let's try to open it on a new tab. And you will see that it goes to the old landing page without the changes. Now the goal is to give Claude the prompt to switch the landing pages to the new ones in the ClickFlare campaigns, so the campaign can keep running without changing its link on Meta, but the traffic goes to the new landing pages. Let's go ahead and run the final query. Let's go ahead and run the final prompt in Claude to push the new landing pages under the VIP IMG domain to the ClickFlare campaigns. What the prompt says: add the 4 new landing pages that are under the VIP IMG domain as new ClickFlare landing pages. Then, on the 4 ClickFlare campaigns, replace the existing landing pages with the new ones under the VIP IMG domain. Make sure to put the right landing page under the right campaign. Match by language. So let's run it. The prompt finished running and it made the necessary changes. So let's go ahead and check them out. Here we are on ClickFlare. We have the 4 campaigns that we had before, but now let's check where do they send to using the campaign link. Let's get the English page, let's get the campaign link, and let's open on a new tab. As you can see, now it goes to the landing page with the new domain, the VIP IMG, and also, as you can see, it has all the changes that were implemented before by Claude. So basically, what we did so far is that we audited, fixed the landing pages with the new requirement by the advertiser, pushed to a new domain, and pushed to the ClickFlare campaigns live, all by using the MCPs and Claude code without even logging to the platforms once. So why the MCPs in this case were worth it? Because first, in one interface, you can do everything. So you didn't have to log into ClickFlare, LanderLab separately, you just did everything through Claude. Second, it was done at speed. Here we did 4 landing pages. Imagine if we had to do 20 of them, 30 of them, how much longer it would take. Third, we removed the human error variable. So if you were to do them manually one by one, for sure, you'd mess up some code or some tracking script or some copy in one of the lenders. By doing it via AI and MCPs, the room for error gets smaller, and also we created backups automatically, which probably if you were to do manually, you'd get lazy or you'd skip that. To sum up, we saved a lot of time, we made sure that the process was error-free, and we did everything from one interface. Anytime you are doing bulk actions or you want different tools talking together, then MCP is the right answer. Thanks for watching.